Hello everyone and welcome. I'm Beastly EO, and in today's video we're going to be talking about the after credit scenes of Thunderbolts. If you have not seen it, I highly recommend it. In all honesty, it's one of my favorite Marvel movies that has come out recently. In fact, I think it's probably my favorite Marvel movie right now, since Endgame, to be perfectly honest with you. Um, but anyway, I definitely highly recommend watching it. There are going to be slight spoilers in what I'm talking about, but I'm going to be focusing more on the after credit scenes. So there was a mid credit scene, and then there was, excuse me, the after credit scene. So let's get right into the mid credit scene. So obviously, shockingly, the Thunderbolts win and defeat the Void from destroying the world, basically. And so at the end, they're figuring out like kind of what they're going to do and everything else, and they become what's called the New Avengers. It's a name coined by none other than Valentina Desfontaine. Um, but the big thing here is, I'm sorry, Valentina Allegra Desfontaine. I have to get her name right. She will make sure I get it right. So anyway, um, one of the big things that we notice is there's a lot. So it's actually Red Guardian. He's in a grocery store, and the entire New Avengers is on the Wheaties box. And so he's trying to get somebody to buy it because it's got his face on it. He's like, "You should buy the Wheaties." And this woman's like, "No." And he's like, "Come on, look at." He goes, "Do you think that somebody might look familiar?" And this woman's has like no clue what he's talking about, nor does she really care, and he puts it in her cart anyway. She walks away, puts it like in the wrong spot, and then gets out of there as quickly as possible. So then we have this montage of like magazine covers and everything else about whether or not these are good Avengers or they're useless or they're former killers, blah blah blah. And that was the mid-credit scene. So then we have the after-credit scene, which is I believe it's 14 months later. It could be 16, to be honest with you. But anyway, it's a little over a year later, and it turns out that they lost the rights to the name of Avengers because apparently Sam Wilson won it in um, a copyright like he copyrighted the name Avengers, so they have to figure out a new name that they're going to call themselves. And Alexia, aka Red Guardian, decided that they're going to be called the Avengers with a Z, and he thinks it's going to be the greatest thing ever because he doesn't own it with a Z. And I just find that to be hilarious. Um, they also have updated suits, which actually look really cool. I'm not going to lie to you. And we also see Bob in the corner eating and just enjoying himself. So one of the big things that they notice is there's something coming from space. So they get the scanners in, and it's supposedly an interdimensional spacecraft. So they look it up on the thing and everything else, and we notice that it is the Fantastic Four. While that's going on, though, before they figure out exactly what it is and they get a visual of it, they do learn um, a little bit about like what they're going to do to get up there, and none of them really have a plan to get up there. They don't have a spaceship or anything else. Um, Red Guardian suggests riding Sentry, and Sentry's like, "No, if I do, we're gonna have to deal with the Void again," and I don't think that's a good idea. Plus, they make a joke about how the fact it doesn't sound right that he's gonna ride. Red Guardian's gonna ride Sentry all the way up to the spaceship. But anyway, so the spaceship turns in the right way. So I'm not gonna lie to you. At first, I did think it was actually going to be Doom's ship. I'm not gonna lie to you. I really legitimately did. However, it had the Fantastic Four symbol on it, which means we're going to be seeing the Fantastic Four most likely interact with the Thunderbolts first, or the New Avengers with a Z. Also, the fact too is Bucky Barnes went to go speak to Sam Wilson and apparently was against the idea of them all working together, which I find that to be very interesting. But I do sort of get it because I think the idea there is in his mind, the Avengers are being run by the government, and that is not a good thing. Because he's very much like Steve Rogers in that sense, where he's like, that's not a good idea that the government has control over beings like them. And that's how it ends. So I have to say, I'm very much looking forward to seeing Fantastic Four and also what their after credits scene is going to be like, because they're obviously going to travel to a new dimension and pop up in where the Thunderbolts are. So let me know what you guys thought about this movie in general in the comments down below. And then also let me know what you guys thought about the after credit scenes as well in the comments below. But other than that, if there's nothing else, this is going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Oh, and make sure to like and subscribe down below. How dumb of me. But otherwise, it's going to be Beastly Eel signing out. Have a wonderful night. Bye bye.